As always, it is so great to be here. And like I've told you in the past, if it wouldn't be for you, Spain on a fork would not be possible. Just want to let you know how much I deeply appreciate all of you. Anyways, with that being said, today we've got another great show as we're going to grab some canned white beans, truly one of the most basic pantry staples out there, and create an extraordinary recipe. We're talking white bean meatballs in a garlic tomato sauce. And let me tell you, these white bean meatballs have a firm texture on the outside with a beautiful pop of flavors in the inside. The garlic tomato sauce rounds it out for the perfect balance of goodness. And the best part, it's all done in a little over 30 minutes using just one pan. Folks, serve this dish next to a crunchy baguette to mop up all that goodness, and a bottle of Spanish red wine, more specifically from the region of Jumilla. You can have yourself a fabulous meal. Alright, let's just jump right into this. I'm going to drain 1 can of white beans into a colander and rinse the beans under some water. The size of the can that I'm using is 15.5 ounces, which is 440 grams. For this recipe, I'm using cannellini beans, but you can use whatever type of white beans you like. Then we'll shake off any of the excess water and transfer the beans into a large bowl. And then using a potato masher or a large fork, we'll mash down on the beans until they're well mashed. Then we'll add in 1/3 cup of plain breadcrumbs over the mashed beans, which is 45 grams. 1 small onion that's been finely chopped. 1 clove of garlic that's been finely chopped as well. 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley, which is 8 grams. 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin, which is 1.5 grams. And crack in 1 large egg. Then we'll season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll mix it all together. Once everything's well mixed, make sure to push down on the mixture until you end up with a paste-like texture. This to ensure that all the ingredients are well bound together. That way once you're cooking your white bean meatballs, they hold their shape and they don't break apart. To shape the meatballs, we'll grab a spoonful of the mixture and squeeze it in our hands. Once again, this is just to ensure that all the ingredients are well bound together. And then shape it into a ball about the size of a golf ball. And if you see that your mixture is too wet to work with, add in some more breadcrumbs, and vice versa if it's too dry, add in some whisked egg. Once all the white bean meatballs have been assembled, let's start cooking them up. I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat and add in a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is 60 milliliters. Important to use the good stuff here. This is the base fat of the dish and what truly makes the difference. You can get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. After a couple minutes, we'll start adding in the white bean meatballs. And you want to make sure they're on a single layer and evenly spaced out. And we're going to go for about 8 to 10 minutes here until the white bean meatballs are golden fried all around. After 8 to 10 minutes and the white bean meatballs are golden fried, we'll remove them from the pan and set them aside. Now using the same pan with the same heat, let's make the garlic tomato sauce. I'm going to add in 4 cloves of garlic that I roughly chopped into the pan. And we'll mix the garlic around continuously. That way it doesn't brown too quickly and it all evenly sautés. After 30 seconds to 1 minute and the garlic is nice and fragrant, you don't want to brown it too much. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams. Along with 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme, which is 1/2 gram. And a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, which is a little over 1/2 gram. And we'll give it a quick mix. And like I've told you in the past, when you're working with paprika in a hot pan, you want to mix it in there quickly. Otherwise, it can easily get a bitter flavor. Then we'll add in a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, which is 425 grams. This is very similar to passata. We'll also add in a 1/4 cup of vegetable broth, which is 60 milliliters. You can also use chicken broth here, or even beef broth if you like. And we'll season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And if you see that your tomato sauce is too acidic, just add in a dash of white sugar. But I tell you, the sweetness from the paprika gives this sauce the perfect balance of goodness. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together and then simmer it for a few minutes. After about 5 minutes and the tomato sauce has slightly thickened, we'll add in the white bean meatballs back into the pan, once again on a single layer and evenly spaced out. And we'll gently flip each one, that way they're fully coated in all that tomato goodness. And we're going to simmer this for another 2 to 3 minutes until the white bean meatballs are heated through. Then we'll remove the pan from the heat, transfer some of the tomato sauce into a serving dish, and top it off with some of the white bean meatballs. And sprinkle it with some chopped parsley. Check it out, our white bean meatballs and garlic tomato sauce are done. Easy to make, beautiful presentation, and all done in a little over 30 minutes using just one pan. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Check it out, folks. Albóndigas de alubias blancas en salsa de tomate. This looks absolutely delicious. Here we go. You know, for me, first of all, that is so good. Hard to believe. We grab a can white beans and some other basic ingredients. We got so much flavor out of this. The white bean meatballs, they held their shape, they didn't fall apart. That garlic tomato sauce rounds out for the perfect balance of goodness. Easy to make, heart healthy. Give this a try at home. Once again, next to a crunchy baguette, I always have one of these available. And a bottle of Spanish red wine from the beautiful region of Jumilla. As their bowl wines really stand up to food like this, you can have yourself a fabulous meal. Really quick before I go, shout out to a couple of my patrons, Kevin, Krista Rakic, Robert Manahan, and Sam Cohen. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.